for Chrysler Arts, Beats, and Eats, the Local 4 Primetime Special Sneak Peek, coming up next. It's the end of the summer party that keeps Metro Detroit hopping. Chrysler's Arts, Beats, and Eats. Tonight, let your hair down and get ready for your first look at the festival overflowing with the best in music, food, and art. From downtown Pontiac, we take you to Chrysler's Arts, Beats, and Eats live. Interviews and performances by Collective Soul and Detroit's own Chem. Plus, your A to Z guide of Labor Day's biggest festival. The tastiest treats are coming your way. So let the art move you and the beats groove you as Local 4 parties it up at Chrysler's Arts, Beats, and Eats Live.
Arts, Beats, and Eats. It's a wonderful night to be out here. I'm Carmen Herlin in downtown Pontiac.
I'm Devin Skillian. Great to have you with us. The weather is cleared after a pretty cloudy day, and look at the crowds that have come out here again. We are right in the middle of what has become, in a very short period of time, one of the biggest festivals in all of Michigan.
It's happening, Devin, and we've got a great view on the thousands of people who are filling downtown Pontiac right now. They're here for great food, great fun, great art, and some musical entertainment. Kim is here tonight.
Oh, lots of great entertainers are here this evening, and we're going to have you set for everything you need to know about a big weekend here at Arts, Beats, and Eats. Arts-wise, we're going to get you set with the more than 200 artists who are here. Beats, Carmen mentioned the music, and the Eats, since you can't be here, yes, we'll go ahead and taste all the food for you,
I know your favorite is sushi. But you know, one of the big party people that we party with all the time is our own Chuck Gatica, and Chuck's got a little bit more on who some of the musical headliners are tonight. Chuck?
Well, hi, Carmen. Hi, Devin. My assignment tonight to be over near the main stage, the Local 4 and Jeep stage, and you're listening to Chem in the background. Local guy done really good, and he's a big crowd pleaser. Collective Soul will be performing tonight as well. There's some guys that grew up together down in Georgia, and we've got a couple of them, actually the brothers from the group here tonight. Got Ed and Dean Roland. Good to see you guys. How are you?
Doing great.
Welcome back to Detroit.
Thanks for having us.
So you guys working on a new album, I understand, right?
Yeah, actually, we're doing these, what you call one-off gigs. Leave the studio, get on a plane, and come do a show, and head right back to the studio.
Now, when you do a gig like this, do you perform anything here people aren't even aware is going to wind up on the new album, or is that all a top secret?
No, we'll play some of the new stuff. Yeah, we mix in, like, we have 6 albums now, so we kind of take a little bit of each and some of the new stuff as well.
Tell us the story of the group. You guys all grew up together in Georgia, right?
Correct. It's a little small town outside of Atlanta called Stockbridge, and just grew up together and somehow ended up in a band.
Was this one of those classic, let's get a band together in the garage, or was it something different than that? How did it all start?
More like a parent's basement type deal, not the garage. We didn't have a garage, so mom and dad's basement.
And all the same guys to this day?
Pretty much. We've had one member that left, and another guy that we grew up with kind of came in and filled the spot, so it's still the same chemistry.
All right, well, it's good to see you guys. We'll hear on stage in just a little bit.
Well, thanks for having us.
Good to have you in Detroit. Thanks very much. Paula Tubman and I shared a little time together earlier, trying some of the Eats parts of the deal. And Paula, that was not a bad assignment either.
No, it wasn't at all. Hi, Chuck. Hi, everybody. You know, right now I'm on the concourse where we have a lot of the artwork, and you got to take a look at this. Look at the. You can't tell if these people are real or not. They're actually sculptures. This is Mark Sijan from Milwaukee, and honest to goodness, I thought I saw this guy breathe. Take a look at this one right here. This is just some of the artwork you can see right down here on the concourse. Of course, we were talking about food earlier, but this stuff, it looks so real, it's almost scary. What did you guys think? Hey, you guys are starting to look a little bit like statues yourself. Lots to see back here. Carmen and Devin, back to you.
All right, Paula,
Is she going to stay like that all night?
That's a good question. You can tell, though, there is so much here to see and do. You almost need to have a plan, and so we've been putting together an insider's guide for you.
That's right. To give you all the details, here's your A to Z guide of Chrysler's Arts, Beats, and Eats.
So what is this Arts, Beats, and Eats?
It's a world-class art, music, food, and family fun event.
Okay, you want the definitive A to Z guide to Chrysler's Arts, Beats, and Eats. Well, you got it. A is for art, and more art.
If you come out to Chrysler Arts, Beats, and Eats, you'll see 200 art exhibitors from 33 states, all different mediums.
B is definitely about the beats. Free music, 5 stages, 160 performers. For music lovers, it doesn't get much better than that.
C is for crowds. Arts Beats and Eats brings more than 1.3 million of the friendliest people to Oakland County's premier outdoor event.
The festival itself attracts all kinds of people, and I think it's the diversity that brings the success.
The most exciting part of the festival is there's a place to stand on the Phoenix Plaza and look at the humanity together in peace, having a good time, putting smiles on families' faces.
D represents downtown Pontiac.
We love playing host to events like Art Beats and Eats. It shows that Pontiac is the place where people want to come.
Of course, E is for Eats. The fantastic food from 50 restaurants will tantalize you with every type of delicacy your appetite desires. F, fashion. This year is about fashion in a big way. On Saturday, the new Flagstar Fashion Fair will highlight the new fall collection from Scott Gregory. G is for the great memories you'll share with family and friends, while H is the new Health Expo to help keep you on top of your game.
It's the new attraction we have the most pride in.
I is for an invitation to J, Jambalaya, Arts Beats and Eats Sister Festival next spring. This year's event continues to bring the best in family-friendly fun, so K is always for kids, kids, kids. L is for late-night shoppers.
Another thing we have this year is late-night hours where artists can elect to remain open later during the later hours of the festival, and patrons can still go and purchase art.
And M, music. We just had to say it again. N is for new artists whose work you'll fall in love with. O is for open till 11 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Open till 8 on Labor Day. Package pickup is P.
So a patron can purchase a large piece of work, and then it can be taken over to the package pickup, and then they can pick it up on their way out of the festival, which is really, really great.
Q is for Quest, a quest for the best kids talent in Michigan at the Meyer Kids Talent Quest. Everyone's favorite R is rides. S is for summer hoops, while T is for tons of parking spots. You can unwind with a stroll through the streets. V is for our volunteers who help answer questions and get the artists set up. Go to www.artsbeatseats.com for more festival information. X marks the spot for all of the entertainment stages. Y, there'd be no Arts Beats and Eats without you. And Z is for Zyda-Crunch. Never heard of them? Well, that's what Chrysler's Arts Beats and Eats is all about. After you experience some great art, grab some yam fries and listen to something new.
Zyda-Crunch. I don't think you've ever heard.
I have actually. You've heard
of
Zydeco music. Maybe not Zyda-Crunch, but Zydeco anyway. There really is something out here for everybody in just about everybody's taste, and especially having package pickup tells you how serious this has gotten now as an art show.
Let me tell you, a lot of people are here, and I've been hearing this all week long. Kim is going to be here. Kim is going to be here. He's the hot new Detroit musician, and we're going to hear from him just a little bit later, along with some other, we heard from Collective Soul a little bit.
We're going to actually hear them perform for us live a little bit later on. There is so much more to come here. We're so glad you're with us. Don't you dare go away. We'll continue live from Pontiac with Arts Beats and Eats.
We'll be right back.
Chrysler's Arts Beats and Eats Live is brought to you by your Chrysler Jeep Superstores.
Thank you for joining us for Local First News at 5.
Breaking developments concerning the fate.
Hope you're having a wonderful Thanksgiving morning.
We've already talked arts. and we've talked beats. Let's get down to the eats.
Now, you know what? The smell of food is what makes this Arts Beats and Eats so unique. And Patrice Twyman from Sweet Georgia Browns is here. She's the chef there. And what are you going to show us today?
We're going to do Pastor Winans fried corn.
Now, you know,
and
that
this
sounds
actually
good,
is from the Winans family, right? This is Mama Winans' recipe.
All right, well, let's get started. Tell us what you're going to do first. We've got the oil in the pan.
First, we're going to add some peppers and onions to it. We're using 3 different kind of peppers, yellow, red, and green.
Okay.
Then we're going to add our corn.
Does it make a difference whether the corn is fresh or out of the can?
It's better to use fresh cut corn.
Did you hear that, Devin?
I heard that. I'm
Then we're going to add our bacon pieces.
You're going to put bacon bits?
Yes, homemade bacon right off the skillet.
And we already started with that was bacon grease in the pan.
Right.
This is not sissified food.
No.
This is, you
straight
bet.
up home cooking.
He's going to spell sissified.
We add a little garlic to it.
Is that garlic?
Yes, this is garlic.
Now this is smelling really good.
We're going to add some pepper, black pepper.
Black pepper.
Seasoning salt.
Okay.
And some sugar.
And a little sugar.
Now there's also sugar in the corn. That's interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Little cornstarch to give it a little thickness.
Is that flour?
No, that's cornstarch.
Cornstarch.
Give it a little thickness.
Okay.
And then you shake it around, mix it up.
You can't smell this, but this is smelling
now
great.
The trick is to keep the pan hot, right?
Keep the pan hot.
Keep the corn moving.
That's right.
Now, Devin, you should be able to do this.
This looks like something I can do.
Very easy dish.
Now, when do you taste it?
You gotta wait about 10 minutes. Give it at least 10 minutes of cooking.
All right, well, we're gonna take a break, Patrice. That looks delicious, doesn't it?
We're gonna get over to Chuck, and when we come back, we'll give this fried corn a try.
Patrice
Chuck,
Twyman, Sweet
you're
Georgia
gonna be
Browns.
so jealous that you're not getting this.
Hey, listen, you're listening to Kem. This is a guy who's lived in Detroit since age 3, and he says he's influenced by Steely Dan. You can hear a little bit of that. Smooth, jazzy sounds, that's for sure. Waited tables to get to this point, and sang in a top 40 wedding band. And I would say, based on that contract with Motown Records, he's doing okay. Listen.
All the time, you know that I miss you. Wow, baby. I miss your love every day. You're away, baby. I think about it must be. Yes, you, I miss you every day. Oh, baby, you do.
Well, you might have heard of that CD Chemistry. That's all about Kem, and that's K-E-M. And we'll talk to him live coming up in just a little bit. Paula?
Hi, guys. Yeah, I'm back here on the art concourse. I want you to see something. This is exquisite. It's called Impudence. You can look at that little tattoo on this incredible angel. Local guy, Carl Lundgren, did this. And you said, when I asked you, what's your favorite piece?
My next one.
And that's because you always find fault?
Well, I just want to go on. I want to learn. I want to grow. I like doing this, and I can't stop myself.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful. He says he can always find something he could have done better, but I think this is absolutely incredible. In fact, all of his work, if you think about it, you've probably seen it before. In the late 60s and early 70s, Russ Gibbs' Grandy Ballroom was the center of the Motor City's rock and roll music scene. An artist, Carl Lundgren, created the images that personify the attitude and culture of Detroit Rock City.
I went out to San Francisco as a hippie, basically, and it was being done. So when I came back to Detroit, I found that Detroit also had a rock poster scene. The best-selling ones, I guess, were the Jefferson Airplane one I did, and the Who. Those are the big ones that I did. I did 32 of them for the Grandy.
In addition to designing science fiction cover art, Carl is most well known for his fantasy paintings involving angelic images.
Lately, it's been monkeys. I've been doing a lot of monkeys. But in the past, it's been angels and fantasy subject matter, dragons and unicorns, things like that.
After spending nearly 15 years in Florida, he and his wife, Michelle, recently returned to Detroit. And it is no accident that his studio is tucked away in a raw industrial park reminiscent of the city he left years ago.
My new studio, I wish you could see it. It used to be a white motor car company. Now it's just mostly artists. and you can hear rock bands practicing late at night here and stuff. It's just a great place for artists to be. I believe drawing's very important. It's basically our only means of communication. Before we had a language or a spoken or written language, we communicated with pictures. And even today, when we build something, or even when a movie is made, they draw a lot of pictures to communicate the idea to everyone. So art is communication, and that's how I feel about it.
Because it takes 15-hour days to get ready for a show like Arts Beats and Eats, Carl is lucky that his career is also his passion.
My whole life is escape. I've never had a vacation because my life is a vacation. I have to work, and I work constantly from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, but the idea is I enjoy what I do, so I really don't work a day of my life.
Now, where would you have to go to find that? Because, I mean, we're here on Saginaw, South Saginaw, where all the food is being
We've got to go
prepared.
find him, yeah.
We do.
But it is
really.
amazing how much talent there is in Detroit, and it's all on display here. Talent like Patrice Twyman, who is still working on the finishing touches on the fried corn, and we're going to get to eat it, I think, when we get back.
Pastor Winans fried corn.
Pastor Winans' mom.
We'll let you know what it tastes like in just a minute. We'll be back with more food, more fun, more art, more music from Arts Beats and Eats. And not old in the sense, but Alexander Zonchek. No, we're talking about real good friends. That's what an old friend really means.
Zonchek is here.
We are. We're going to get your fork so you can sample some of this.
Yeah, this is
fried corn. It's delicious. And tell me, what have you been doing lately? I know you're always busy.
You know, the summer I become even more ubiquitous than I normally am. But it's just been festival after festival.
Unbelievable.
It's my favorite time of the year.
And you know, Southeastern Michigan can support not only Arts Beats and Eats, the Jazz Festival downtown.
A lot of excitement down there this weekend.
Oh my goodness!
I just want you to try our Hunter House hamburger. Sorry, Carmen. Sorry, Devin.
The doctor.
Is this the Alexander Zonchek special?
Zonchek special.
The doctor did say I wasn't. How did you know that?
Just
incredible.
Mark, thank you.
Oh, have you been down?
You can come back with more.
Birmingham or downtown Detroit? You know about Hunter's Hamburgers, but that's just some of the food and some of the music. Who are you here to see this weekend?
Well, you know, this weekend I'm performing on Sunday. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yes.
And definitely after I perform, Norman Brown, the great jazz guitarist, goes on. And Kim is here tonight, you know.
Yeah, that's
and there is a new sensation.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting.
Oh, everybody's talking about Kim.
The great thing about this is it's about more than the music. It's about this and the people and famous people.
It's great. It is great. It's great to see you. Everything's good at Smooth Jazz, I trust.
You know, if things were any better, I would throw away my medical card.
And don't throw away Goldie. We'll hear from Goldie a little bit longer.
I got Goldie here.
A little
I got
bit
CDs.
later.
I'm done.
Right now, let's
hang on to the medical card,
though.
We
Let's
got
go to Chuck and see what Chuck is doing. Chuck, where are you?
Well, Carmen Devin back over here by the main stage, and before we get to John Witt, you got to look over the sky. Somebody arranged the sky could match your shirt tonight.
It's unbelievable. I think you're responsible. What a 4 days of great weather expected, and it cleared up just in time. It's a beautiful night in Pontiac.
You're the man running the show, but you've got a lot of people here that help you get this thing together.
Without question. Daimler Chrysler, our title sponsor, our folks at the City of Pontiac, Flagstar Bank, Motor City Casino, Meyer, Pepsi, just to name a few. To make an event free and so big, we couldn't do it without community contributions. And
real quick, we've got to run, but you've got a lot of local talent on these stages over the weekend.
We do 150 bands. I saw Alexander, he's on Sunday, Norman Brown, big bands all weekend long. And boy, I'll tell you, Local 4 has been great too. We love this special, having a great time. And Chuck, the strollers and the kids and the families, that's the best part about Chrysler Arts Beats.
Well, it's great to see you again.
It's good to see you, Chuck. Thanks for coming.
All right, John. Paula, back to you.
Hey, you know, we've got some local talent here, too. I don't know if you remember Alyssa Simmons from our Super Singers contest for our 4th of July celebration. Belt one out for me, girl.
Darkness all around me, blocking out the sun. Oh, friends call me, but I just don't feel like talking to anyone.
Now, she's 13 years old. I said before, I say it again, you're the voice of a 30-year-old. How's it been since you won that contest?
Awesome. I've got like a lot of publicity.
Yeah?
However you say that word.
Okay, well, you look wonderful and you sound great. Carmen and Devin, she's still fabulous.
I don't have a phone.
Boy, talent is just...
right in the middle of a mouthful. I'm sorry.
We've got talent right on the street, right here on the set.
You notice I haven't eaten anything because you can't eat.
You're right, exactly.
Would you
But
mind?
That's the problem. One problem
We know
with that
you've got
instrument.
CDs. You want to hand those to the crowd?
I can hand those to the crowd.
hand
Will
those
they
to
get
the crowd?
excited? You guys want some CDs?
Watch this. He came on the set doing this. This is too much
While he's
fun.
doing that, we're going to take another break, and then we'll be back live in Pontiac with more of Arts Beats and Eats and Alexander.
Local 4, local first, always. And welcome back to Arts Beats and Eats. I'm Carmen Herlin along with Devin Skillion. We're going to start calling him the Iron Chef after tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
We're here with
Yeah, we'll
Singh
move it in.
from Benihana's, or used to be Benihana's, and tell me what you're going to prepare or ask Devin to prepare tonight.
Kentaro Yamamoto is going to be doing the chef work for us. And
Hello,
you'll
Kentaro.
explain what we're doing, I guess, huh?
Right.
Okay.
And Kentaro is going to prepare the California roll.
Okay.
And Devin, you're going to make
I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us what he's using now. This is
seaweed, right? Start with seaweed.
okay. It's been flattened out.
Yes, the moisture,
All right.
the gloves.
And why do you have to moisten the?
Because we don't want the rice to stick on his gloves.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
Okay.
So a handful of rice.
Now, one thing we should mention is you were talking earlier. A lot of people think sushi automatically means raw fish, and sushi has more to do with the rice, right?
Right. Sushi doesn't have to be a raw fish.
It isn't raw.
Yeah, you can use any ingredient you like, as long as you make with vinegar rice.
Okay.
And what makes it so special? I mean, why is it?
Well, it's a very, very tasty, very healthful food. So it's really good. So you can just try it, right?
Okay, so now you press the rice onto the seaweed.
Right, he spread the rice all over the seaweed.
Now, will it all look alike after you do it?
Well, this California is look like the.
We're going to do the inside out, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
And what's the best thing to drink with the sushi?
Oh, you can drink anything,
Avocado?
beer or sake or
Sake?
even Diet Coke.
All right. Well, now he's applying avocado.
Yes, he put the avocado in the middle.
Okay.
Yes.
Cucumber.
Now, would this be considered a vegetarian?
No, well, we have the crab meat inside.
Okay.
So.
A little bit of crab.
Right, that's crab.
All right, it's colorful.
Okay.
And what
then we
color
just
should it
roll
look
it
like?
up.
Well, you have to look. You have to look. It's beautiful. When he
His
roll
roll
it
is a
up,
lot smoother than
a
mine,
little bit
wasn't it?
tighter.
Press it.
A little bit
Press it.
tighter, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Is this
Then
the
there is
paper?
yeah.
Oh, my mat.
It's a
all right.
roller. So you just.
Oh, that's how you get it to
Yeah.
roll. Now
Yeah, a
let's
little
look at
bit-
what we've got here
Yeah,
on
we have
display.
many
This is what it
different
really
kind of
looks like after
yeah,
it's all
it's a
set.
combination of the sushi.
Let's see
Ah.
here.
Yeah, it's a combination of the sushi.
Okay.
Pretty good. And then we'll cut this. We got to go to Chuck, but then we'll cut these when we come back. How
All
about
right.
that?
Okay.
Chuck, how about this?
Oh, that looks real special. Back here down by the main stage, talking to the crowd, and I came across Shelly. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing just great. You've been coming here for how many years now?
Oh, every year.
Every year?
Absolutely.
And I said, who are these folks? And you start naming names. This is really your family, right?
Family, fan club, friends, all of that. Good
Well, all
friends.
right. Say, wave, everybody. Say hi to Detroit. Who's here?
We've got Tremel, we've got Jackie, we've got Corby, we've got Leon.
And they're all cousins?
Cousins, we've got Steve, everybody.
And now cousin Chuck.
Cousin Chuck,
All right, Shelly.
absolutely.
I'll see you back here next year.
Next
All
year.
right, nice job. Thank you. Hey, you know, there's lots going on. We just heard from Cam, and all kinds of bands here are through the weekend, lots of groups. There's a lot of entertainment. That's what makes a really big part of Arts Beats and Eats. Take a look. Besides tonight's headliners, modern rockers, collective soul, and the smooth, jazzy beats of Detroit's Chem, the music sizzles all weekend in downtown Pontiac. With nearly 200 performers on 5 stages, there is something for everyone. Now, on Saturday, you can catch one of Detroit's most popular singer-songwriters, Stuart Frankie, plus Marshall Crenshaw, Brothers from Another Planet, and Beatlemania Live. Bring your dancing shoes because the swing pop stylings of Big Band Voodoo Daddy will keep you hopping all night long.
And on Sunday, go old school with United We Funk and Morris Day and the Time. And the beat goes on with Grammy winner Norman Brown, Alexander Zonjic, and local rockers The Go. Country superstar Jessica Andrews lights up the stage on Monday, while Gary Allen, Tony Phillips, and Jill Jack close out the festival. The best in entertainment, all for you, all weekend, and all free.
Oh, Chuck, that's terrific, but I want to show you something else that's absolutely wonderful. Take a look at this jewelry. You know, I was one of those nerds in school. I always thought that science was art, and this is proof positive. You can tell when you look at Corinne Cassip's pieces.
I think craft allows a way for every person to make every mundane moment in their life really special, and that doesn't apply just to jewelry.
Listening to Corinne Cassip, you would never believe that she was studying to be a molecular biologist.
A lot of the imagery for my jewelry comes from molecular biology, and I use those forms to inform the design of my work.
Her jewelry can be found in more than 20 different stores, with prices ranging from $30 for some earrings to hundreds of dollars for larger, more intricate designs.
I design mostly stuff that's very wearable. I try to find a balance between the adventurous aspect of jewelry, but something that's still safe enough for people to wear. Metal was really the best material for me. You get to watch the piece the entire time that you're working on it. There's no point when it's not in front of you, like ceramics or casting when it's in a kiln. And I'm the happiest with that one.
After she completes her Bachelor's of Science and Fine Art, she intends to work in both fields. Be sure to check out her inspired jewelry all weekend at Arts, Beats, and Eats. Absolutely incredible. This piece is wonderful. Corinne, talk about some of your inspiration.
I take all my imagery from molecular biology, and I look at the forms of life on the smallest scale up to maybe the grander scale. And the images repeat themselves all throughout the world.
And you can really tell. I mean, look at this jewelry. It's absolutely wonderful. Just one more thing to see at Arts, Beats, and Eats. Back to you guys.
I'm cutting the sushi now.
You've got to taste this. We've got to taste it. Devin's cut the sushi. Okay. How are we going to serve it? We're going to be back with more Arts, Beats, and Eats in just a moment. Kim is coming up. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss. Now that's really hot, isn't it?
That's a wasabi.
We'll be back right after this. All right.
I think I did well. What do you think?
You did.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Well, now, friends, let me tell you about this guy that I once met. Smooth talker with an export cigarette. I don't believe I ever saw him without a cocktail in his hand. No one swings us on to the big band voodoo band. Yeah! Now he strolls through the city like a big old alley cat.
It's the latest technology in precise weather forecasting. TrueView 4, and only Local 4's big picture weather has.
You've never seen weather like this.
You'll see the weather changing right before your eyes. Even though it may be sunny in Warren, it may be raining in Ann Arbor, and you need to be prepared.
Instant temperatures live from every community.
Tracking storms minute by minute, street by street.
From the big picture down to your block.
So you know exactly what to expect.
Local 4's exclusive TrueView 4.
Tell me again how you made the sushi. You started off with your very first attempt.
Sushi, and that was great fun. Thanks to everybody at Benihana, but I did pretty well, I think.
You didn't do too bad. You've got to squeeze it a little bit tighter.
That's what he said. Yes, the roll needs to be a little more perfectly formed. But I don't think that's bad for a first try. Pretty good.
Wait a second, and then you put this green.
Lots of wasabi.
Is that wasabi?
That's wasabi. Yes.
Don't eat that. By itself.
By itself. That would be a bad idea.
That would be a very bad idea because you wouldn't be able to talk for about a month. But it's not bad.
I know. It's very good.
The rice is very good. It sticks very well.
All right. And I'm going to try it at home now that we've done that.
Let me tell you, we've got bananas something. Foster here?
That's what I was going to. This is the fun thing about doing this program, among all others. Food just starts showing up. Crab cakes just showed up in the corner there. Where do those come? Harbor House?
Can we see some of
Harbor House brought all the food.
Some of the crab cakes. We've got a
all right. We'll bring in more food here in a minute. Chuck is standing by, though, with the heartthrob of the weekend here.
You know
with
what's
Kim.
nice?
Chuck?
Hey, Devin, Carmen, Kim was just performing on stage. You heard him just a moment ago. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, too.
Thanks a lot. You've been in Detroit. You were born in Nashville, right?
Right. I was born in Nashville, Tennessee.
So does that put music in your bones? How does that work?
Well, when we got here, I was kind of young. So we moved from Nashville when I was about 3. But I did develop the bug, I guess, for the piano in my grandfather's house. And that was my first instrument. My primary instrument is the piano. And then we moved to Pontiac, you know, Detroit, the automotive thing. My dad's an engineer, and I grew up in Pontiac, yeah.
And your folks are still in Southfield to this day?
Yeah, we moved from Pontiac to Southfield, and they're still in Southfield, yeah.
So self-taught on the piano, did you find your sound right away? Did you know what you were going to be doing?
No, actually my sound has changed over the years. You know, I have many influences from Prince, Michael Jackson to Al Jarreau. And what you're hearing now, what you witnessed tonight, and what's on the Chemistry CD now is a representation of where I am right now with my music.
So you're working on your first video?
We'll be shooting the video for Love Calls later on this month, actually in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
You've got a lot of fans. So here's a local guy done good, and somebody walks up and asks for an autograph. Do you ever get used to that? You're still pinching yourself?
Sometimes I'm pinching myself. I was pinching myself tonight, man. I mean, you know, the Detroit audience and the surrounding area, the metropolitan area, man, has been so supportive of the Chemistry CD, man, and I can't give enough love back. And every time I step on the stage, every time the band comes on stage, the love from Detroit, man, is just fabulous.
Well, safe travels tomorrow to Memphis.
Thank you so much. Good to meet you, too.
Thanks
Take care.
All right, Carmen, Devin, back to you.
Oh, that's
What
great.
a nice
He's a great
guy.
story, isn't
Wasn't
he?
that? Yeah, Kim. I want to hear more from him. Well,
Jade is here from
hello,
Pike
Jade.
Street here in Pontiac, and this may be the most decadent sounding dish I've heard yet. What are we making?
Well, everyone's favorite food in the summer is the burger, right?
Right.
Hamburger,
And
deluxe.
what's everyone's favorite food at 2 a.m.?
Cheeseburger.
The slider.
The slider, of course.
So I'm gonna do as
you're gonna fancy it up
right,
quite
I'm
a
gonna do
bit.
as everyone's favorite TV chef would say is I'm gonna kick it up quite a few notches.
Are you going to kick it up? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
let's see what you
We're
do.
gonna do a foie gras slider. Foie
gras slider.
There's of course goose liver.
Now, do you warm your buns at all? No? I mean, press them down?
He couldn't resist.
Oh, no, he didn't.
I had to
Okay,
go
we
there.
got
Sorry
the beef,
about
we
that.
got the burger going.
Yeah, we got the burger going.
And
So
then
you
you've
do
got,
warm your buns.
and then we've got foie
Little
gras
bit.
there to add.
A little bit.
Just grill them a little.
Just need the pan to get nice and hot because we're gonna sear the foie gras.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Foie
thank
gras.
goodness we brought the foie gras because, of course, the slider's not rich enough on its
No,
own.
exactly.
I mean, for people who don't know what foie gras is, tell them it's pate, duck.
It's goose liver,
Goose liver.
actually.
Okay.
They fatten the liver up and then they slaughter it and then take the big liver out of it.
Oh, Jade, he's descriptive.
You've also got the onions ready to
Yep,
go in there,
caramelized
too.
onion
This
and
is-
some black truffle oil.
Now, whose idea was this dish?
Actually, last week, I'm a huge fan of foie gras, and I really like sliders, just like anybody else, you know? So I thought, well, wait a minute. Let's throw two of my favorite things together and see what happens. And it was like the best burger I've ever had.
Now,
so.
would you add mustard, ketchup,
No,
and all that
absolutely
stuff?
not.
No,
That's
you
the
wouldn't need it, would you? Now, what's
We're
the
gonna use
oil?
black truffle oil.
Exactly.
To get the foie gras seared.
And what's the difference between that and just regular olive oil? It's richer.
Well, it's infused with black truffles. The truffles have a very distinct flavor and scent to it.
Jade, how did a guy like you, who's got a taste for foie gras and black truffles, end up cooking burgers? What's going on here?
I don't know.
Okay,
All right,
so
here
you're
goes
going
the
to warm
foie
that
gras.
up.
There it is, nice and hot. You see it sear.
Okay.
You get some of the fat coming off of it. Actually melts is what it does.
Can we just put one together to see what it looks like while we wait for the other thing, for the other hamburger to cook?
Yes, we will.
Tell you what, let's get to a quick break. Yeah,
Okay, we'll
we're
come
going to take a quick commercial break while the foie gras
Oh,
is
that
searing.
smells wonderful.
And you bet we're going to kick it up a few more notches. Arts Beats and Eats live from Pontiac. After this, a foie gras slider. Don't you go away.
Welcome back, huh?
You just think you've had rich food before. Welcome back to Arts Beats and Eats in Pontiac. We are cooking with Jade from the Pike Street Grill here. And
Oh, boy, and this
we've
hamburger
got-
smells divine.
Oh, the smell of the foie gras and the
Foie
truffle
gras,
oil
the
right now
truffle
going. And
oil.
now we're going to build a better burger.
Yeah, it's some caramelized onions on top.
Caramelized onions.
And the warmed foie
on
gras.
ground sirloin with goose liver
On a toasted bun.
On top.
All the touches.
You're going to pour that on there a
Add
little bit?
little loving.
Of course.
Oh, my
Little loving. Look at
goodness.
that. Little loving. If that
Here.
wasn't enough,
Oh, have mercy.
black truffle oil.
And
a little
black,
bit
you're
of
going to
oil
add
on
the
the
truffle
top.
oil on the top?
All right,
All
we're
right,
going to continue to prepare, but we need to talk about the nice side of what's going on
and
here
then how
today.
you can help charities by
Yep.
buying food tickets. We want you to take a look at this because this is some way that you can help the people in this community.
How often are your senses of sight, sound, taste, and smell all happily indulged, while your heart feels filled knowing you're helping out local charities? For the last 6 years, Chrysler Arts, Beats, and Eats has figured out how to do just that.
I think one of the sweet spots about this whole activity is that a lot of the money that is generated from it go back to the community through all of the charities that are involved.
Last year in 2002, we gave away $262,000 from our food and beverage sales, and that is also a source of pride. Maybe the second best part of the event, other than bringing people together, is the organizations that we help. 39 agencies benefit from Chrysler Arts, Beats, and Eats and Arts du Jour.
Arts du Jour is a night that people can get dressed up, but it's not a black tie affair. We have a summer chic event where they can come and have a good time, have food and drink, stroll through the event, listen to great music, also see a preview of our artwork that will be at Arts, Beats, and Eats while benefiting 16 charities. It's just a great night where people can have a good time.
Last Saturday, Local 4's Paula Tutman and Marcella Lee helped in the festivities by serving as celebrity chefs, while Pontiac Mayor Willie Payne was honored for his service. All right, welcome back. We are now joined by Levin Weiss, Senior Manager of Community Affairs for Chrysler. And you guys were here with this from the very beginning. I bet you can't believe what
this
this is
is
going
6 year. Very excited. It gives us a chance to help out the community, be a good neighbor, good citizen here in Pontiac, in our backyard, where our headquarters is. And it also gives us an opportunity to showcase many of our fine products. We have 13 vehicles out there, in particular the Dodge SRT4. And that's one that we've donated to participate in a raffle, and somebody will win that fine product.
Oh, boy.
And the proceeds will go to charity.
How do you make this better every year? I mean, look at all of the people.
All the
You can't get any more crowded than
wonderful weather, you know, fine music, fine art.
Where you add chem.
Oh, that's homegrown.
Homegrown.
Yes, yes.
That's certainly a big draw.
So we're real excited about Chrysler to support our community, and like I said, to show many of our fine products in addition of it.
Well, congratulations on the tremendous growth of this whole project. It's been fantastic.
And the charities benefit from it.
Absolutely right.
40 charities benefit over the last 5 years, over $1.25 million, $1.2 million have been raised.
All right, continued success to you. We're going to take a break right now and go to Paula Tutman and see, right now, where is Paula?
Well, I'm still down here on Artist Row with Mike McCullen. I got to tell you, the first time I met this guy, he was serving me a drink as a bartender, but that was just his day job. What he really did was this.
Yeah. I like the stark contrast between the light and the dark, the rough edges, the primitiveness of it.
This is Michael McCullough's inaugural appearance at Chrysler's Arts, Beats, and Eats. But this artist has been practicing the old Japanese style of printmaking for 6 years.
Well, the form of printmaking I'm doing are going to be the block prints I have here. So I'm going to take the block of wood, carve it out, use it as my template. I'm going to take my oil-based ink, lay it out, use my brayer. And when it starts to get that velvety sound to it, just like this, you know it's all spread out, and roll it out on the board. Put the rice paper on top, and then I'll just go to my wooden spoon. Just start going around. The raised areas are going to leave the print. The parts I cut out will leave your tones of white and gray, and you just start working your way around. Now let me lift this up so you can see. Now see, that was just the first coat, and then I'll lay out another layer of ink, put the paper back down, and just continue. I'm trying to stay true to the form and just kind of bring it into more of a modern world.
The carving of the wood blocks is an intense process that can take many days to accomplish. This piece took nearly 60 hours to etch, yet an artist can spend more than 100 hours on larger pieces.
I started the series over here with the African pieces. Did that with animals, safaris, cultural stuff. Any cultural stuff that I'm not sure about or clear, I always do research, and I love doing research. If something's from Cameroon, I want somebody from Cameroon to come in and say, this is from Cameroon. You know, not my idea of what it should be. I have an Asian series also. This one I'll be printing tonight because it would take a couple of days to dry. Similar to the African one over there, but Lady Dancing in the Garden. In fact, that's the name of it, Dance in the Garden. Art means to me change. Always changing, always growing. I think as an artist, it's your responsibility to explore new mediums, new ways to express your ideas and thoughts. Well, my artwork is changing. I'm going to bring found objects into it. I'm going to create more three-dimensional hanging wall objects. I'm going to combine this printmaking technique with paint. I like my work to be subjective enough where it will reach the person, you know? I mean, I don't really care if they pick up on what I'm feeling. I want them to pick up on what they're feeling and apply their emotions and their thoughts to my work.
Really, good luck to you. We're awfully glad you did quit your day job. And the work, I know, is absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
So much more to see, incredible artists. You can't possibly get bored. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The foie gras slider wasn't rich enough. We've decided to move to it was
Don't
wonderful.
Even try it.
We've decided to move to the dessert table.
What do you call it?
And Joseph Salvaggio is here from Premier Desserts.
How are you? Thank you. Nice to see you.
Joe, nice to see you.
All right, start someplace.
This is a profiterole. It's a cream puff with chantilly cream with chocolate mousse.
Look at that.
And what's
this is it's a lemon delizia. It's a lemon mousse. It's a sponge cake with lemon mousse inside with lemon mousse over the top.
Oh, baby. And let's go here.
That's the same thing as that.
Is that on the inside?
That's our portion control.
Okay, let's come over to...
This is a fruity tabasco. It's one of our biggest selling cakes. It's a 4-berry tart. It's a currant berries, boysenberries, raspberries, and boysenberries. And we have chantilly cream in the inside.
With a name like Salvaggio, we do have an Italian wrinkle in all of your desserts.
Yes.
Molto buono, scusi.
Not to mention
this is a traditional tiramisu. It's got mascarpone cheese. It's a sponge cake with mascarpone cheese and a layer of cocoa powder on it.
Enough talking. What do you want us to try first?
The profiterole. It's called a profiterole.
You want me to try that one first?
You give that one a go. And I'm going to try the berries. We got to get over to Paula.
Paula?
Thanks so much for being here. This all looks absolutely wonderful.
I hope Paula gets to taste this.
This is the profiterole's your favorite?
That's good. That's my favorite. This is my first, second, third, and fourth.
We're ranked them now.
All right,
Let's get back over to Paula. Paula, have some dessert. We'll save some dessert for you.
Hey guys, listen, I want to take a look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? This is just one of the desserts from the Heathers. They won Best in Show last year, had Arts, Beats, and Eats. And this is really almost my favorite part because as soon as I sign off, I'm going to eat one of these. I know Chuck is probably eating his heart out, except that he's over at the main stage listening to some great music. Hey, everybody, make sure you come down here. I've been down here for the last couple of days. It is fabulous. Have a great evening. Chuck, back to you. Take a look at this.
Thank you, Paul. I'll tell you what, this is a great place to be. Mayor Willie Payne of Pontiac. You're celebrating great crowds and a great diversity tonight here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And certainly, when you look at the crowds, when you look at the energy level, an indication that this is destined to be another successful Art Beats and Eats. And I want to thank everybody for coming out and want to tell you all to come on out. Come on down to Art Beats and Eats.
Weekend's not done yet. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Carmen Devin, that's it from over here at the main stage. Lots going on yet.
All right, Chuck and Paula can start making their way back over to us where the dessert is. This is just fantastic.
I'm telling you. I mean, this is just a kickoff for the Labor Day holiday weekend. Fine, don't complain about being bored here in Southeast Michigan. There's plenty to do. Of course, there's Arts, Beats, and Eats.
Arts, Beats, and Eats here, State Fair, Renaissance Festival, Jazz Festival downtown.
There's something to do. Get out and enjoy it and come down here. I'm going to have another bite of this.
This is all just
I don't even know what it is, but it looks delicious.
So let's quickly thank everybody that came and helped with the food this evening. Our thanks to all of them. Our thanks to you for being with us. And please feel free to get out and enjoy all that Metro Detroit has to offer, of course, this weekend. The weather's going to be terrific. That's certainly no excuse. But enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Thanks to everybody for being here at Arts, Beats, and Eats. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Chrysler's Arts, Beats, and Eats Live was brought to you by your Chrysler Jeep Superstores. Hair and makeup provided by John Jordan of Salon Click. Transportation provided by M&P Limo, Metro Detroit's finest ground transportation service, offering a complete line of sedans, vans, limousines, and luxury coaches. We can provide transportation local or worldwide. One call does it all. Call now, 313-999-8726.